Welcome back to Decorate It Yourself. Oh my, I thought I saw something move over there. As you know, it's the secondary channel of Decorate Your House, and today we are going to analyze this part here, this hallway. In one of the previous videos, we did this area. We were considering what we could do in it, what materials we could use, how we could make the transformation. If we continue here, the next one would be this. That's why today we'll discuss this part. Let's first see what we can do to clean up here. Simply the very first thing we will do, or is this our intention? As always, if you have ideas, they are more than welcome to later help us in the reform process. We will reform all these terraces for spring, but it suits me very well to make the approach in terms of materials, organization, schedules, etc., etc. All of this here is, we deduce that it was an old barbecue. It was probably a process in which they wanted to place a barbecue here. Maybe even one was placed. And this would be used, well, as a table to be able to leave the little things and all this. All of this will go outside, including this kind of wall that is not holding absolutely anything. It's just leaning. In fact, it's like moving over here, so the best thing is to remove it. And here, there is another little wall that they probably used, well, to support the weight of this countertop. We will also take this out from here. Along with that, we will also take this out from here, which is good for us right now. Because the other day we took out this barbecue, which is not a barbecue, it's a fireplace. But we took it out to use it as a barbecue. So, when we're doing little things there, we can prepare the things. Here we have a little tablecloth and we can place the little things we're going to use. Even what we're going to do, the grilled meat or whatever, then once all this is clean, I would also like to remove this row of bricks from here, and because we have been considering the fact of making the row all the way to the back and making it higher, or to remove it directly. I think the best thing is to remove it and leave everything. At this height, it's true that it's a bit low compared to the neighbor, like you're here, almost saying good morning. So, to avoid this, I would like to put up a small wooden or polyvinyl chloride fence. I still don't know, but let it be about this long. Have this small fence run from start to finish. And this row here, first remove it because it's made like crap. I mean, it's all super mega twisted. Nothing matches with anything. And then we would have to continue it to the end. It's a bit in a stream. Better we remove it. And the next step for this wall would be to scrape well and plaster. Here comes the crux of the matter. I would like to plaster this wall with a day ago the bags fly. Everything flies. Well, supposedly today was going to be sunny, but it will be plastered. With an anti-humidity mortar that is used for the recreation of stone and wood, in short, you can make different elements. So, I would like to place that mortar and with a template that we make to mark it and thus make an effect like stone on all this wall, but I would like it to be with a template to go much faster. That is, put mortar template and make all this wall, unify it with the same material that would be this recreation mortar. I think it would be the most beautiful. And really, if we do imitation stone, it would be a roll imitation. Like the one we have in our bathroom on the upper floor of our house. That kind of stone that looks so cool as we saw in Japan. They add a little bit of glitter to that artificial stone to give it that shiny stone-like touch. I think it can look very nice combining this stone with the top material, which could be, well, wood. Or the polyvinyl chloride plates that I've used for the rooftop, I also like them a lot. We'll have to proceed with the project and see how it goes. However, I believe the stone below will be recreated completely. Here comes the story. Because of course we're going to have a step here and we really haven't talked about this, but well, I think we're going to have to leave this step. Because the idea for the floor is to place a mortar cement board to cover the entire area. The one we saw the other day. So, of course, it's not going to be thick enough to cover all of this, I think. And then here we also have to apply another mortar. So even if we level this, when we raise this, there would be a small step. I don't view it as overly concerning because it separates two regions. We'll need to observe how it unfolds. As I tell you, we will put a board of mortar and we have to decide what material we use to place on this floor. Here I have countless doubts because with the floor materials I have many doubts about the durability, the placement, that it's not too difficult because it's a lot of meters and we're going to herniate if we have to do here, place tiles. I think it's going to be a tough one. I'm going to leave you some very similar inspiration images to this hallway which I liked a lot. And as you can see, I would love to be able to make here like a kind of flower bed with some little plants that will be decorative. And maybe here in the middle, a little hallway that serves as an access route from one area to the other. This hallway, in the end, is an area that is a bit dead, that doesn't have much use, because of course that barbecue area is going to be moved to another place, so it doesn't have a use in itself either. So I think the best way to give it life would be to make it nice, so it can serve as a passage from one area to the other. As we mentioned in the previous video, we will scrape the entire wall and paint it and change it. Also, the bars are a bit outdated, they look ugly, so we will try to change them. Although I'm not sure what we will put in truth, all of this, of course, we will leave it impeccable, we will clean it super well. All these materials, we will put them in one of the warehouses we have over there. And we are going to analyze passing through here this area before reaching the big zone. Since we are going to make this area like a senator's, so to speak, and we will make it in a certain part independently, that one over there, we will talk along the corridor we are going to make here. This descent is also, let's say, because it depends on the material we use, we won't be able to give it the slope it needs. Therefore, there either goes mortar or some tiles that have a lot of joint to be able to give that slope. That's why I tell you that the floor issue has me a bit complicated. It's complicated. For this part, I would like to create large mortar plates, and in that mortar place, grass in the joint. I leave you here some inspiration images so you can imagine it a little bit. Because that would be the idea I have for doing there in the back where the cars will go. As it is a very large area, I think it can be used and it can look good. The mortar like this, separated by plates as if it were a kind of tiles, will surely be a special mortar for it. And besides, it will give it that thickness. And it will prevent, well, all this floor from being so damp. Because look, the floor as it is already. It's not just that the floor is uneven, but it has a lot of moisture. It looks practically green. I mean, there's grass without wanting it. We will have to get rid of this moisture. So we probably also have to use the anti-moisture mortar to prevent this moisture from rising from the ground and also possibly spreading to other areas of the house. This moisture could ultimately rise up the walls due to capillarity. In fact, look here, this is probably caused by capillarity. The floor is wet and then it goes up the wall. This could also happen inside the house. I come to this area because all of this you see now, but this will not be here. I mean, there's like a kind of shed here. I'm not quite sure what they did, a booth with interior access. That is, there is a door that goes out here and they probably made another door here to be able to go out to this area of the terrace. They covered this up. We don't know if it was the owners or the system they used for anti-squatting, because if it was a hole, I suppose people could get in here, so it's covered up. We're not going to open this door from here, but we'll open it from the inside. There will be an access door inside here. Then, when we talk about the layout inside in a video, you'll see that there's a direct hallway to the kitchen dining area. We're going to create it. That hallway doesn't exist right now. Let's say you enter here and you go straight into a room, so all of this will go away. And there are some columns which would be this column here and this column here that they have used to join the wall and create this square and give an extension to the house. So the columns will logically stay, right? That one there, and surely another one over there. But these columns, well, they will simply be there. And we will use this small porch that, look, we have the same... How much should this be? 1.5 meters? A little porch thing that is covered, which is actually perfect for winter. But in addition to this porch, we're going to extend the roof. This morning I was running around the house to do some exercise, and meanwhile I was thinking, right? And I thought, wow, it would be great if that area over there where the kitchen is going to be is the same height as that shed over there. We could make them share the little roof, that is, throw some beams from here and sew horizontally and vertically, and then use the little roof. These little roof, well, it's probably going to be like a pergola, and then we would have to cover it, with acrylic, which I always say wrong. I say metraquilato. And it's acrylic, like metraquilato is for life. Metraquilato is that I have to stop all the time. I can't acrylic. That's how I can. The point is that we would use this as a little roof. We would put acrylic and cover it with some natural element, like it could be with bamboo canes. But I would like the bamboo canes to be inside so they don't get wet and don't get damaged, because being natural, there would be this possibility. This wall here is also going to go, but it's only going to go halfway. Actually, I'm explaining it, but this way my mother is also listening because I've thought about it, but I haven't externalized it, so it's the first time she's hearing it. The thing about La Viga that I mentioned will be supported is on the other side, because this wall will go out halfway, this intermediate one will go out completely, and this one here will go entirely. And the idea of making these storerooms, well, there was a lot of debate because my father didn't want to tear down the storerooms, but honestly, leaving two big storerooms here, in the area where the dining part is going to be, it just doesn't fit. Moreover, there are numerous storerooms that we plan to eliminate but reuse, giving them a second life. It's going to stop being a storeroom to become a kitchen area. What's better than if this is the dining area that we have an outdoor kitchen here? So, as I tell you, there will be a cut here. I would like to use this part as a bar. Many times we find ourselves, I believe, with the problem of the kitchen, that there are many hands and little space to be able to do things. Especially when it comes to barbecues, where there's one person who is there and everything is burning on them. The others have to salt this and that, and they are usually in the kitchen inside the house and they bring it outside. So I would like this kitchen to be spacious enough to accommodate several people. Cooking more like. So I would like the kitchen to start from here, continue back there, and this bar to be an extra to be able to season, prepare salads, be serving, in short. To be a quick access to the kitchen and dining area, right? So I think taking advantage of the fact that it's already done, that there's nothing else to do, we can knock down half of the little wall and make one like this to be able to serve. All of this would go outside and the little roof would be covered to the kitchen. Otherwise, it wouldn't last even a summer. All of this would be covered to the back there. I'm going like this so you can start imagining it, right? All of this would be for eating, which I think is more than enough space perhaps. In fact, a table would be from here to here, more or less. I think 12 people can fit here perfectly because I don't know if I've mentioned it. The house. We will set a maximum of up to 12 people. Basically because there are those bedrooms and we don't see it necessary to enable the dining room as another extra bedroom. 12 people is optimal for the bathrooms, kitchens, and so on. So this table would need to accommodate a maximum of 12. Well, it could still be 12 and a baby. A baby or a small child. I don't know. Well, that would have to be discussed. Like here, surely there will be the door for access so it doesn't obstruct. We can start the table from there to there, and if it's slightly misaligned, it's not a major issue. I don't think it's gonna be a bother to go out through here. This, of course, the front part, which is this little wall here, we will take this out. This is without a doubt out. Everything that I want more or less at the same height, even though it's not gonna be at the same height. I don't know how it... If we will make a step, if we will try to level, I don't think we can level it because there is a lot of unevenness. So we'll have to see how we can go down. If we make a little ramp, if we make part ramp and part steps, this will undoubtedly go outside. Even though this is scrap, I would like to take advantage of them and keep them because this always comes in handy. It's always useful for various reasons, so the more we can utilize, the better. Will all of this be more or less at the same height or not much of a drop? And we will do a cleanup around here, but we will see this for another chapter. As for this area here, which is just down from where we just came down, right now we have this part here with this shed that we already showed in the home tour. I would like to see this area. Ideally, I would have liked it not to be there, okay? But since it's there, we'll have to make the most of it. So the idea was to line it with wood, so it would look like it was made on purpose, right? I find it a bit obstructive, but if it wasn't there, I'd remove it first. This will be a massive job, unbelievably huge. Let's get started. To chop it up, we'll have to do a bit of reconstruction and such, and maybe we'll add some wood. Second, this shed is very high up, so there definitely has to be a step here. If this isn't here, there has to be at least one step. There's no other way. It would be unfeasible. So all of this would be covered in wood. And I'm not really sure what to use this part over here for. Had you thought about putting a jacuzzi or something like that, like a relaxation area? Because in this shed, what I would like is to make it a recreational room. We'll discuss this in another video because there's too much junk and too many things to analyze the shed right now. I won't do it anytime soon, not even this summer, so we won't discuss it. We'll talk about the shed when the date is closer. But this outside part, of course, inevitably has to be fixed because it's close and so it has to be done. So I also don't know this very well. So at height, what can I do? I had thought that maybe we could extend the little roof a bit and make a covered area. Or if we leave the jacuzzi, let it be an outdoor jacuzzi, one of these that are inflatable and that you are close to one area and the other. I'm not quite sure, this part has me a bit lost, but well, I'm sure we'll find a solution. And if we continue over here, we come across the entrance area. This is the area where the cars will be. And this in another video, probably together with that one, we will discuss it, we will explain it. It's just that I want to focus on areas for when I have to do the renovation of that, exactly go look for the comments from that area. So we will do this one in a separate video. We'll continue the renovation videos on the Decorate Your House channel and see you soon in upcoming videos. See you soon!